There's actually a problem with being handsome and good looking, and I'm going to discuss in this video what those issues are. This video isn't just applied to men. This also mainly actually applies to women, but I find I have the same issues as them. Being handsome and being good looking comes with its own issues. Most people probably want to be, of course they do, most people want to be good looking, most people want to be handsome, most people want to be attractive, most people want a six-pack, most people want to be tall. A certain black pill ideology comes to mind. You know, this whole black pill theory that you see online, which is all about women want tall, handsome, and white, which is generally how the black pill ideology works. Right? It's very simplistic. Like, they don't care about your personality. They just simply talk about your height, your ethnic race, and how attractive your face is. Okay? And it's like ranked out of 10. I know there are services online that rank your face out of 10. Imagine that. That's the world that we've come to now. So, look, personality aside, I do very much believe in having a strong character and being an interesting character. Obviously, I don't just believe in being attractive and stupid. Those are not the type of women I want to hang out with, although I find myself in Miami hanging out with a lot of those kind of women. Ultimately, when you are attractive, the issue is that you have so many options that you struggle to settle for one good option that comes your way, right? So when you're beautiful, when you're attractive, when you've got options, and this is, by the way, got nothing to do with wealth, okay? I'm not talking about, when you're rich, you have options. Yes, that's also true, but mainly when you are handsome and good looking, and you're an outlier in terms of your looks, and you've got a great body, for both men and women, you have a large array of options. And when you are somewhere like Miami, New York, LA, London, Paris, the major cities in this world, when you are in the major cities, you have an array of options, right? Because there's an array of beautiful people. Because the models hang out in London, the models hang out in Paris, the models hang out in New York. Ask me, I would know. I've been there numerous times, and I've hit on these girls numerous times and dated them numerous times. So ultimately, the thing with these, there's a model calling me right now, actually, which has disturbed my fucking video. She can wait. This is more important. Ultimately, being handsome can have downsides. You end up struggling to settle down because you've got all these options, and if something doesn't go well with one person, then it's easy for you to just move on and meet someone else. And that's the issue that we're facing. Ow, my right arm is hurting. Let me put this shit down and switch arms. This is raw, uncut, unedited videos, my friends. As you can see, I don't need to edit any of this shit. This is real. Real as hell. So, when you're handsome and you've got all these options, and when she's super pretty and when she's super gorgeous and she has all these options, then if things don't go well with one person, then you just move on to the next. And that's fucked up, actually. Because that means that you're never willing to work on a relationship. You're never willing to work on something. You just give up on it quickly. And I've become like that. I'm like, this girl's annoying me. On to the next. I've got loads of options. You know, I've got 12 hot girls. I've written down a list of hot girls on my notes app. I've literally got 12 hot girls on my notes app right now that I can message. So if one of them pisses me off, then I move on to the next one. But the problem with all this moving on to the next girl business is that you're never going to stick to one, because inevitably people are going to piss you off. Okay? It's inevitable that people are going to piss you off. And back in the day, because she was the only girl in the village and you were the only guy in the village, or there was very few of you, and if you pissed each other off, you would work on trying to solve the issues. But now in today's world, because people that are good looking have so many options in these big cities, you end up thinking, fuck it, I'm not going to sacrifice this. I'm not going to sacrifice your bullshit. I'm just going to move on to someone else. I've got plenty of options. I've got plenty of people that want to be with me. And this is particularly the case with tall, gorgeous, model-type girls, especially here in Miami, right? They've got options. So if you piss her off, she'll just move on to the next person. Now, you might think that's a good thing, but what I will tell you is people who are handsome and good looking and sexy and beautiful are going to struggle to find partners. They really are. They're going to struggle to find partners because they just think, oh, I'll just move on to the next person. That's what it becomes. And that's bad. That's bad. That's not good for people like me, for other good-looking people. I'm not sitting here boasting and saying, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm good-looking. I mean, like, I get a lot of attention when I go out. So I assume, oh, I've got to switch hands again. I assume that I'm good-looking because I get a lot of attention and because I have a bunch of numbers and girls look at me all the time. So fine, I don't need your validation online. I don't need the likes and followers. I get my validation from, being out and about and having girls check me out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, this girl's interested. Nice. So, I still got it. So if I am always going to have options, then I'm never going to settle down. Because I'm going to meet a woman and be like, yeah, I can always get better. Oh, yeah, I can always do better than that. Oh, yeah, she pissed me off. Oh, I'm going to call up the other one. Oh, yeah, she's not that great. Oh, she's losing her looks. Oh, let me move on to the next one. We now live in this transient society where you're just not happy. You just move on to the next thing. That's literally the society we now live in. Everyone's like, fuck it. I'm not happy. I'll just move on to my next best option. And you've got a long list of options, which means good luck to marriage, good luck to having children, good luck to raising a family. It's all going to be transient. It's all going to be like jumping from one person to the other. This is the society that we live in now, whether you like it or not. I feel it. I'm involved in it. I'm part of the issue. I'll tell you that right now. I'm part of the issue. I've had many wonderful women in the last 10 years that I could have settled down with, but I didn't because I was like, I could do better than this. She pissed me off. I'll just find someone else. It's a messy state of affairs. And that ultimately there is the issue, my friends, with being handsome and good looking and having a bunch of options. You're almost better to be averagely looking, living in an average town with an average salary and having an average looking girlfriend. Because you're more likely to make that relationship work because you've got no other options. So you'll live happily ever after with the same person.